Don't know where it goes. I'm on a road. Follow your heart. It won't let you down. Follow your heart. Take the steps beyond your way. Take the steps. When you have a dream, you gotta start. It's the only way. If you're gonna shine, and you're gonna shine, shine, shine. You're gonna shine. And we're shining bright in 2026, our first show of the new year. And I'm so excited about today's show. I can't wait. And you know, we are brought to you by Blast Music 24/7. Well, hello, Billy. I see you're up on already. I've been missing you, Billy. Howdy. Thanks for checking in. We got our studio audience already. And Blast Music 24/7, that's our platform that produces the show. And I got to tell you, it's a one-stop for indie artists. If you want new music, you want to go to Blast Music, and you want your music up on Blast Music, and it is growing so quickly in 2026. They now have a magazine dedicated to indie artists. They have redone their platform, which is bigger and better than ever. So check out Blast Music 24/7. Also, Hotel Universe. Again, we are not competing with each other. We are competitive. We are like to be competitive and with each other. We don't compete though. So you need a good video, go to Hotel Universe, tell them Randie sent you, and they're going to hook you up. And Plow Zone, we have our radio, our listening. And the Plow Zone out in California, you can listen to on Thursdays, my indie radio out in Paris. You can listen to on Wednesday. And all the platforms you want to be on, you'll find The Ranch. We're everywhere you want to be. So find The Ranch. And, see, Billy, that's why you're my favorite. Thank you so much. Looking fantastic. Am I glowing in 2026? You're the best. All right. So what's happening for 2026? I am not going to, if anyone saw my Mindful Monday this week, I don't do resolutions. I don't. I do reflections. I really like to take a break, look back over the years, and see what I think went well. And if I need to improve anything. You know, I don't dwell on what didn't go so well. I can't fix any of that, but I can start fresh this 2026. So I decided to really start 2026 with an artist that I think is having more fun than anyone else, really. Emo. I got to tell you, you always look like you're having a blast. So Emo LeBlanc, I brought you from Canada and the United States. You're like from all over the place. And we are going to have some fun, like bringing in this 2026.
100%. We're going to have a good time. We have some great songs queued up. And I mean, you think I'm always having fun. You're the girl that's always having fun. I mean, I remember when we were in Atlanta, we went out looking for restaurants and all that. And we were just wandering the streets of Atlanta, like, hello. I'm going like, does she not think about safety? Oh, no, come on, let's go this way. I heard about this. We're just driving around and figuring out where to eat. And that was the one thing that attracted me to you. You were just willing to go in the moment, not, what someone said.
You know how I met the band Wanted? I'm actually nervous around people I don't know. I know, people don't believe me. So I walked in and I said, today is National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. Who wants to go with me to find chocolate chip cookies? And we all piled in my car. It took us like an hour to find a place that had chocolate chip cookie. And I think it was a Walmart. But it was a blast with the band Wanted.
Yeah. So. And that's the thing. You got to have fun. You got to live in the moment. You can't be waiting for life to come to you. You got to go out and get it.
I got to tell you something. When I first saw you, you were an interesting character, and I knew I had to talk to you. I did. I like interesting people. I mean, they're interesting. Like, don't bore me. Like, we're doing what everyone else is doing. I mean, that's just ridiculous. But I did not peg you as a country Americana artist.
Yeah, I've done like a lot of Americana. Now I'm starting to drift because I changed producers. You know, my producer is now in LA, Robert Ruby, and he produces music for cinematography. And so the first time I worked with him, I was kind of apprehensive and we did Hey Mama. He put it together like I sent him something, and what he sent back was way better. And he's done that ever since. And we've been together now for about, I think, 4 or 5 years. And every time I send him something, he sends it back, and I go like, I did not see that angle at all. But yeah, in the beginning, I mean, a lot of I've got over 70 singles out there. I think I counted today, it was like 74 singles.
Wow.
And in the early days, definitely doing the Americana thing, because I was my dad took me to Johnny Cash, concerts. I saw Johnny Cash, I saw Buck Owens, I saw Merle Haggard. I even seen Jerry Lee Lewis, Charlie Pride, all these guys, and it was when they were first coming up. I met Dolly Parton, and when I met Dolly Parton, she was a part of the Porter Wagner show on Channel 56 out of Boston, and they were just traveling in a regular bus with all the seats that allowed you to have 44 people. And she was the sweetest, nicest person I'd ever met. And she hugged me quite a bit. I was only I think I was only 9 or 10 at the time. Like going like, okay, like, can you stop hugging me? Like, but I got to meet her, and she was the sweetest thing ever. And
That's amazing.
so that's what gave me that love for the original country, that grassroots country. And that's where I started. And now I'm starting to shift to a different side, a different slang. But I haven't forgot where my roots are from.
You got your roots, definitely, but there's definitely a turn to modern country.
A little bit, yeah.
And which is a little bit more genre fluid. Did you know that the CMA, the Country Music Awards, the Grammys, has
No,
2 categories for country music: traditional and contemporary. Did you know that? They split it this year.
oh, did they? I
Yes,
thought
they
they
did.
had a. I'll have to look into that, and I have to contact Alex on that one. And I know people are going like, who the hell is Alex? Alex is a guy who is a Grammy winner. He helps artists get there, and what he does is he helps artists, like independent artists like myself, and he tells people like, look, don't go after the main genre, like rap, pop, whatever, because there's people with huge money that are going to be able to compete. You got to
Right.
go for those side categories that will help you win a Grammy. And I think it's a smart strategy, 100%.
My first producers were in LA, Marty Rifkin and John
Okay,
Lakota. And she was Grammy nominated, and she was in a children's category. So,
interesting.
and I listened to the song, and to me, it sounded very adult contemporary. I don't know, but I guess you add some different lyrics, and it becomes a children's song. And she was Grammy nominated, and it was really quite. To your point, if you go off the beaten path a little bit, you probably have more opportunities.
Well, I'll give you a prime example. I was coaching a young lady to get onto America's Got Talent, and her dad. I was communicating with her dad, and I did my research. I told her dad, I said, okay, this was in 2000, I don't know, I think it was 2018 or something like that. I said, okay, the 2 markets you want to go to, it's going to be Kansas City or Phoenix. He went, no, 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 no. He said, we're going to Vegas. I went, no, no, don't go to Vegas. I said, you have all kinds of entertainers there that have like lions and tigers and like everything you can think about. Like they have like production companies around
Right,
them,
right.
right? I said, I did my research, and I know that Kansas and Phoenix are the 2 markets you want to hit to get a chance. Ignored my advice. I went to Kansas, and I actually got onto the show as a promo. I spent 3.5 hours with the filming crew in Kansas. And when I got home and he watched the show and I was on the show and everything like that, he got all mad at me. I said, I told you in advance. So you go for like what you think might be the market that's not as strong so that you
Right.
can shine,
Well,
you
let's
know?
go back to my original point,
Okay.
because this is what I do at the beginning of the new year. I go back and reassess, point out what's going well what I want to do more of, and I kind of set the tone for where I want to be in 2026.
Okay.
So let's reflect with you, because it sounds like you've been going through some changes, and it's always a good time to reassess, working with your students and stuff.
Well, with myself, I haven't been focusing enough on my live performances. And that's something I want to do. I've got a whole bunch of releases coming up in the new year, and I got one that is it's a sweetheart to me. It's called Obituary, and basically it talks about what happens when I'm gone, what happens to my music, and we filmed it on the grassy knolls in Dallas, where JFK was shot, and there's one part in the video where I'm saying I'm here, which is in color, and when I point to the book's depository, black and white.
Yeah. Cool.
So we put together this whole video, and it's really a sweet video, and the song is really well done. And I have about 2 or 3 others that are coming out this year. I haven't released all that much last year because, as you know, with the International Singer-Songwriters Association, when you win as a gold member for 2 years, you become a judge, and you're also not eligible to compete. So I've been I have done releases. I've got You're Not the One. I've got a few releases that, were out there, but I kind of held back because of that. So now that I'm no longer a judge and I can compete, you're going to see a flurry of a few songs, that are coming out. And I mean, it's I love. I can't say enough how much I love the International Singer-Songwriters Association. It is such a fantastic group.
They've heard me talk.
That's where I met
ISA.
That's where I met you
on the show. I do. I talk a lot about ISA and the International Singer-Songwriters.
Okay. Okay. But and that's where we got to meet each other.
Right.
And I mean, it's such a great organization that if you're feeling like you're going nowhere and you're spinning your wheels or whatever, and you go to Atlanta for the awards, you don't feel that way when you come home. You all of a sudden you want to write, you want to get out there. But I want to fill my calendar this year with a lot of live performances. I have a tour coming up in March 1st. I'm at Henry Turner Jr.'s listening room. Then after that in New Orleans, I'm at Bufa's. And it's on my website, www.emo.com. But I'm going to be going out through the Southland. And when I come home from that, have a little bit of breath and go back out.
Look
and
at that.
That's what I want to be doing this year. I want to be on the road.
You want to be on the road, and you're actually you're in Canada. That's where you're actually living right now.
This is where I live. Yeah, this is where my house is. This is where my home is here, and but I travel on a U.S. passport. What's that?
You spent a lot of time here in the States. Here, there.
Oh yeah. I love America. I was born and raised in the United States, so it's just like, it's home to me. So to travel down there, and the audiences are definitely different. They are loving, they're fun, they're outrageous, and I love it. I can't get enough. I can't get enough. If I could do, 300 dates in the U.S., no problem. No problem at all. I would do that all the time.
So the audiences are quieter in Canada?
In Canada, they're different. Yeah, they're more. It's really very selective. They're like they either like you or they don't, and it's like that decision comes really early on in the performance, and it's the American audiences are definitely, bar none. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to play. Yeah.
That's cool. All right, that's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Well, let's talk about your first song that we are going to bring up here. Let me get to that part of the. Where am I here? Okay, we're gonna. I know. I'm like, where am I here? We're gonna start with "You Better Run." Now, this is a fun one.
Do you want to play it and I explain it, or do you want me to explain a lot of it?
There's a little bit to watch for, and then we'll talk more.
Okay. The one key thing I want you to watch for in this video is a few things. One is when I come down the hall and she's got a gun pointed at me, I go the other way. Okay. The other thing I want you to look for is when I run out the door and out to the field. And that should be enough. That's a little bit of a teaser, and I'll explain a lot of the rest.
Guns a-blazing in this one. Guns a-blazing.
Yeah,
so.
there's a lot. And the one thing I wanted to point out is Kenny Vaughn from Marty Stewart is playing the lead guitar on this, and he's in a lot of the shots. Give a shout out to Tommy Harden, who is from Lost Hollow, who is the amazing drummer that you'll ever find in Nashville. And then the former David Rowe, who was also part of Marty Stewart's band. I'll give you a little bit of insight on those guys too after the video.
Let's listen to Emo on
Better Run.
You Better Run.
I was teasing my girl like I do. I guess I never thought it through. I must have pushed her just a little bit too hard. I admit I went a little too far. Then she left the room to go and get her gun. Next thing you hear is bum, bum, bum. She said, you better run, hun, before I shoot you, babe. Better be running out that door. You better run, hun, before I shoot you, babe. You better be running out that door. She was serious. Gentlemen, you better pay heed to what I say. Women take things in a different way.
You better not push her too hard. She'll be reaching for that glove box in her car.
You'll be looking at the end of a double-barrel gun. The next thing you'll hear is boom, boom, boom. She said, better run, hun, before I shoot you, babe. Yeah. Better be running out that door. Better run, hun, before I shoot you, babe. Better be running out that door. Oh, yeah.
At the end of a double-barrel gun, the next thing you'll hear is
Boom, boom, boom. She said, better run, hun, before I shoot you, babe. Shoot you, babe. You better be running out that door. You better run, hun, before I shoot you, babe. Shoot you, babe. You better be running out that door. Yeah. She was serious. Call it a wrap.
right, we are back on the ranch. We are brought to you by Blast Music 24/7, your one stop for all indie music. And we are growing this year on the ranch because Blast Music now has its own indie magazine, which is going to be featuring up and coming artists. We also have curated radio stations, so we take care of our people on the platform and we actually pay them. So it's a great place to be. And then we love our listeners from My Indie Radio in Plaza Zone, California, and we are just everywhere you want to be, all the streaming platforms, Roku TV. We're here for you. And we were just listening to Ema LeBlanc on You Better Run, Guns Blazing. What a fun video.
It was a fun video. The guy who is mixing on at the mixing board, that's Mike Latanzi, who owns Latitude Studios South in Leipert's Fork. His wife is the one that I was taunting. And the funny thing about it was when we shot the video, my videographer, Sean, whose wife was singing backup, Anna, dark hair, he said, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to have her hold the gun. No. I said, just leave it to me. Okay. I said, have her bring the gun up. And I said, shoot over her shoulder. And I said, I'll take care of the rest. And he went, what? I said, I'll call Q and just, I'll call it and just start recording. So I called it and started recording, and I came out and I slid for a bit, and then I ran the other way. And all I heard was the two. We had to do it twice because all I heard was the two of them cracking up laughing because they couldn't believe that that's what I was going to do. Right. So we did it again. And then where you see me running out the door, I actually didn't run out the door. I just stood at the door and ran. And in the closing credits, Sean, my videographer and best bud, he never told me to stop. He just let me run. And it was kind of cool. And I mean, like I was saying, okay, here's the story behind Kenny Vaughan and the bass player, David Rowe.
Hold that there because we have fans just clapping away, really loving it. Billy really loves it. They're singing along out there in our audience. So
yeah, okay.
Thank you guys. All right, so tell us the backstory. Go ahead.
Okay, here's the backstory. Kenny Vaughan, who was playing the white electric guitar, and David Rowe, the former David Rowe, who was playing the bass. Him, those two, and Marty Stewart, what they would do if they knew friends were playing out at like a club or whatever. So like, for instance, Love's Cafe in Nashville. They would go out, they would stand outside and wait for the band to go out on a break. When the band was on a break and in the green room, they would sneak in, they'd turn all the power on, and they would start performing. So think about this for a moment. You're sitting in the green room, and all of a sudden you're hearing a band playing on stage. And you're going, what the? They play this prank on all their friends. So that, like I said earlier, that if you're playing a gig, don't tell these guys because they'll come and ambush your stage. And they would just play like a few songs, just, get the crowd going. But it was just so hilarious because you'd be in the green room and you're going like, okay, we're on a break. Why is there why am I here? Like, and that's what they would, that was their fun when they were in Nashville. Yeah. And it was so fun. But Anna who was one of the background vocalists, has sung for Demi Lovato and a whole lot of huge acts. I've been super blessed that every time, whether it's in Nashville or Los Angeles, I mean, I lived in Los Angeles for about 6 years, but I landed in Nashville and I hooked up with people who counted. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Mike Latanzi was one. Tommy Harden, who played the drums on that, and on also Watch the Sun Go Down. He was another. Sean, I was blessed at the fact that the original videographer that I had scheduled to shoot Watch the Sun Go Down was a no-show. Mike got on the phone, called Sean, said, hey, there's a guy here who needs a videographer. You want to come do it? And everybody was teasing us because it was such a bromance. I mean, it was like we hit it off right from day one. And he's still doing my stuff. I mean, he's doing the, obituary that I told you about. And it worked out perfectly. And through him, I got to meet Buddy Hyatt, who I recorded Dollars and Cents. When I was on tour in Texas, and Buddy calls me up. He says, "Hey," he said, let's do this." I said, "Okay." So I flew into Nashville on Wednesday. On Thursday, we recorded it. When I walked into the studio on Thursday, my jaw, I'm sure it bounced off the floor. It didn't hit the floor, it bounced off the floor. Because there was Lonnie from George Strait, there was Brent Mason from Dolly Parton, there was all these mega players, right? We had a 5-minute meeting, we had 2 takes, done. That's all it took. But it was interesting because like when I was watching them kind of warm up kind of thing, Buddy comes over to me and he goes, "I bet you want to go out there and you want to jam with them." And I'm going like, "Not in your life. Not a chance. These guys are way too good for me." So it all depends. Leave the doors open, for opportunity, because you never know who you meet will know someone else who will take you a further step. You know what I'm saying?
I do. And that's why you should be nice to people. I mean, and respect the other musicians and what they're bringing to the table, and why I don't compete with people.
No, it's like I never understand people who are competing. It's like it's a collaborative thing. Music. What I'm going to give an assignment to your audience. Okay. I want your audience to go out tomorrow, whether it's for 8 hours or 12 hours or whatever, whether they're going to work or wherever. And I want them to notice the places where there's no music. There's music in elevators, there's music in, good luck. Exactly. That's my point, right? There's always music everywhere. And it's the world language, just to tell you real shortly here, my wife and I were touring through Italy on vacation, and we were in Siena, and our last day there, I said, let me back up here a little bit. A couple of days before, we were there for the Palio, which is a horse race, and Google it because it's a horse race on steroids. Okay, it's ridiculous, and the communities that win, it's like an honor for the rest of the year. It's like there are cameras it was ridiculous. So we were in the pizza parlor on the night that community actually won. And everybody was crying and everything. They went down to the church because they bring the horse that won to the church to get blessed and the whole 9 yards. So fast forward a couple of days, I said to my wife, "Let's roam the streets and let's get lost in Siena. Let's just get lost. Let's not know where we're going." And we did that. And we actually did it quite well. And then we kind of popped out of an alley. And I looked around and went, "Hey, that's the pizza parlor we were at the other night." Started walking towards that pizza parlor and heard some music. And the guy was playing, he had a little PA, and the owner was playing guitar. And I have to thank her for doing this. She looks at the owner, she says, "Oh, he plays guitar." I mean, I'm in Italy. I don't know what they like here. Like, I don't know what kind of music they like, right? So I figured, well, I leaned into the owner. I said, "So what kind of music do you like?" She went, "Do you know any Johnny Cash?" Oh, you're in my wheelhouse now. You're in my wheelhouse. So I ended up playing about like 4 or 5 songs, Johnny Cash and that genre. And actually, there's about 8 people that came in, ordered and stuff, and sat around and watched. And at the end of the day, gave us a free pizza. So
that's awesome.
You can't go wrong with music, right? And it was just astonishing it just astonished me that he said Johnny Cash, right? Yeah. I mean, and it's amazing at the one person that I have come to really respect, and I guess I'm really blown away with, is Ed Sheeran.
Yes.
Because Ed Sheeran will be playing in a city, and then he'll go out into the public, and he'll like busk like down the street somewhere.
I
And
like Ed Sheeran when it's him and his guitar.
Yes.
Now,
And it's like,
I think they're overproducing him in some of his more recent stuff. You
Right.
know, maybe.
Yeah.
I think he's at
But-
his best when it's him and his guitar, and Universal, he'll play anywhere. You know, like.
Yeah. And just to that point, here in Edmonton, we have the West Edmonton Mall, and a local where I record my vocals and stuff when I do work with Robert down in LA. They have a recital at West Edmonton Mall on a stage that was close to a music store. Well, Ed Sheeran was there doing autographs, and a young lady got up and started singing one of his songs. And he came running out of the music store and came up on stage with this 14-year-old girl and started doing a duet. I'm going, oh my God, like mind blowing for her, right?
Oh
But that goes to show how connected he is to the public, to his audience. I mean, that's where he started in busking. And it's like, I only wish I had that kind of talent. I only wish I had that kind of foresight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to bust more because I want to connect. I want to.
I've actually tried busking in Montclair. We actually have some events, some porch events, and it's called Make Music Day.
Right.
And towns who participate will let you busk. You know, you pick a corner, and people just walk by and stuff, and it's just so much fun. To do. Well, we have to do another one of your songs, or we're going to run out of time here. Okay, you better you better run.
No, you already did that one. You want to do Watch the Sun Go Down?
Wait. Watch the Sun. Like I said,
let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
You only have one song. We're just going to keep replaying it. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure.
All right, we're going to watch the sun right now.
Sounds good.
You were a city girl, I'm just a country boy. You got your own style of joy. I'm just a simple man, I like living off the land. There's something that you should know. There is something that I want you to see. Come on baby, let's hit the back porch, watch that sun go down. Gonna watch it melt right into the ground. Come on baby, let's hit the back porch, watch that sun go down. Gonna have the best seats in town. Just you and me. You like the city lights, I like the quiet nights, and the stars way up in the sky. You like the city noise, all those expensive toys. I'm happy with the things I've got. There is something that I want you to see. Come on baby, let's hit the back porch, watch the sun go down. Gonna watch it melt right into the ground. Come on baby, let's hit the back porch, watch the sun go down. Gonna have the best seats in town. You like the city lights. I like the quiet night. Just you and me. just you and me. Out there you see, watching the stars up in the sky. Come on, babe, don't run. I think we can have a lot of fun, just you and I. Come on, baby, let's hit the back porch. Watch the southern sun go down. Gonna watch it melt right into the ground. Come on, baby, let's hit the back porch. Watch the southern sun go down. Gonna have the best seats in town. Woo-hoo. Yeah, just you and me.
And we are back on the ranch. We are brought to you by Blast Music 24/7, your one stop for all indie artists. Whether you are a fan of indie music or whether you make indie music, you want to be on Blast Music 24/7 because we are going places. We got a lot of stuff going on there at Blast Music. We are also brought to you by Hotel Universe for all your video needs. Plowzone, our listeners, my indie radio out in Paris, we got California, and all the streaming platforms. We're everywhere you want to be. And we got some listeners out there, so I'd love to know where you guys. I know we have New York in the house. I know Mindy says hello. She's been watching. I remember her, my sidekick in Atlanta, my drummer.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So giving her a shout out. So where else are you watching from, guys? So, all right, tell me about that song.
Well, that song came about like all you could think of like is being down in the South and sitting on a porch and just like, being with your romantic loved one,
Mhm.
and it came across really quickly, like came together really quickly. And it was a really fun song to record. And also it just seemed to gel so well. It came together all so well. And I mean, some of the events that happened, I mean, the things that I remember from it, and this is something. Okay, so you saw brother Paul Brown. He actually plays keyboards for the Water Boys, and they tour throughout Europe and so on and so forth. At the time of this recording, okay, his wife was going through cancer treatments and was basically terminal cancer. And he was going home and taking care of her and then coming in and recording with us. And it was like mind-boggling because there was never a day that he wasn't up in spirits. And I was going, how do you do it? Like I would be moping or like, but he is the epitome of positivity. And I mean, the group that I had there, like Ben has since got out of performing, but he's performed with like the band Perry, I know we can't call them Dixie Chicks anymore, the Chicks, Paul Marcus, who was playing the bass. He was actually Garth Brooks' bass player. So some of the people that Mike Latanzi brought together were phenomenal, and they were always more than willing to go that extra step, that extra mile. Chris Nix and Matt Nichols, they were the same way. And I mean, again, I was blessed. I flew in from Edmonton, stayed, like in the Nashville area for a week. and we got this whole thing done. And everybody was like, "Yeah, let's do it." I'm like, how does that happen, right? Like, and it was just amazing. And just a little footnote: if you're a Carrie Underwood fan, or trying to remember who she's married to, Mike something or other, the hockey player. If you're a fan, or if you're a fan of Winona Judd, Mike Latange's place is the place to be, because his next door neighbor is Carrie Underwood, and then the next house over is Winona.
Wow.
And no word of a lie. We were out. Sean and I went to Shell Station to have pizza, where you go to have pizza. Sure. They fly it in from they fly in all the ingredients in from New York, and we were sitting there, and a local sheriff came in. I said, "Hey," I said, "could you tell me how come there's always cop cars parked at Winona's place?" "Oh, her son works for us." Going, "What?" I said, "Winona Judd's son works for you guys?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "If he pulled me over, would I recognize him?" And the girl started laughing. She said, "You throw a red wig on that boy, and it's Winona." I'm like, oh my God. They've actually, and like when you go to Leaper Sport, there's two restaurants. There's Puckett's and Country Boy. Winona will pop in every so often on a Thursday night when it's open stage and try out songs. She'll come in with her guitar player, and they'll pop off like 3-4 songs.
Wow.
And you're sitting there going, okay, I'm having a private concert with like 15 people. So,
you're building up my faith in Nashville, because I really have like losing faith in Nashville, the whole, Main Street phenomenon, which is all covers and stuff like that. But you have to know where to go. Yeah, to your point.
Right. So it's like, I know Nashville, and that's why I kind of went to LA, because Nashville is like, you have to have, your song has to be 3 minutes and 30 seconds. You have to have 3 writers or more. You can't have just one writer. They won't accept it. You have to have some kind of in with other people. I was nice enough to get invited to the Commodore, which is in Nashville. It's an open stage. I was floored because the guy that went before me on the open stage he had 3 top 10s on the charts at the moment we were there, on Billboard Top 10. And the song he sang, I was going like, okay, that's totally morbid. Like, it blew my mind. I'm going like, how can you be singing this song that's so morbid when you have like these 3 love songs on the freaking top 10? But I guess it was cathartic for him. So, but no, Nashville, if you have your connections and you have, people to help you out, it is a good place. But I mean, I think you have to, now the independent artists can pretty much do it on their own. Here's something, I don't know if you know, but if an independent artist wants to get their song out to radio, you can go to Yangu. And
what is it?
Yangu.
Yangu?
It is, it's a digital music distribution system. So if you want to send it out to all the college radios, you pay a certain amount. If you want to send it out to all the, top 40 radios, pay a certain amount. And it's not as much as, paying what they call what do they call that? A tracker, right? Trackers are very expensive. And just to let your audience know, a tracker is a person who will send your song out to all these radios, and then he'll follow up. The person will follow up with those radio stations that he has connections with, or he or she. And that can cost you like anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, right? Whereas Yangu, I think the most I've ever paid there is about $4.99.
Yeah, I've come across some too that I've been playing with. Different promotions and stuff like that. It's crazy, but you're right. To your point, Nashville, for independent artists, isn't as important as it used to be, because we have a lot more resources. Because we're banding together, we're sharing resources, and
correct.
And
we're connecting with the audience. We're connecting on the audience on a grassroots format. Like, you have your audience here tonight. We're able to connect with them directly.
Right.
They don't have to sign up for any kind of subscription with Sony or with whoever or whatever. It's just with us, and you get access to us if you know, any of your audience hits me up on my page, you know, my Facebook page, and they have questions. All the more power. You know, like, I mean, it's actually better, I think, than it was years ago.
Right. You send an email to connect, even just an email, you're going to get me or you, like, we're going to answer.
Right. We're going to answer.
A conversation,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I've had people, like, the oddest thing, the next song that we have coming up
Freightliner.
is it's mind-boggling for me, okay? I'm on something like 56 playlists in Australia with this song. This song is like gangbusters in Australia, and I have no clue why. I don't know why, but I'll take it, right? And because I didn't have a video, I decided, I was sitting at a railroad crossing, and there was like the train was going by. I figured I might as well record it. I turned up my stereo, and that's what it's all about.
All right, let's
I
give
was
it
in my car.
Big Freightliner.
Freightliner, let me hear you whine. Big wheels rolling down the line, rolling through the night, burning up the road. Big Freightliner, get me there on time. That truck stop was warm and nice. Planned me out of the Oklahoma snow and ice, heading south across the Red River Valley line. Soon I'll be on the Dallas Houston Super Slam. No more diesel and no more credit tab. Check my pocket watch, I'm worrying just a little bit behind. Big Freightliner, let me whine. Big wheels rolling down the line, rolling through the night, burning up the road. Big Freightliner, get me there on time. Black smoke pouring from my flaming stacks, passing a freight train racing down the tracks. Too fast to count those white dotted lines. Gotta keep an eye out for the black and white. Hearts flutter cheaper in the dead of night. Gotta keep this rig rolling towards those Houston signs. Big Freightliner, let me whine. Big wheels rolling down the line, rolling through the night, burning up the road. Big Freightliner, get me there on time. The night, burning up the road. Big Freightliner, big Freightliner, let me whine. Big wheels rolling down the line, rolling through the night, burning up the road. Big Freightliner, get me home on time. Freightliner, let me whine. Big wheels rolling down the line, rolling through the night, burning up the road. Big Freightliner, get me home on, get me home on, get me home on time. Freightliner.
And again, welcome back to the ranch. are brought to you by Blast Music 24/7. Now, if any indie artists are listening out there, Americana artists, and you want to be on the ranch, my banner is going below. It's just my website, randieoneal.com/shows. Fill out the form, and we can get you on the ranch too, just like Emo did, right?
Exactly, right? So it wasn't that choice.
But our fans think you should be touring in Australia. You have so many fans down there.
Hey, anybody wants to get me booked there, I'll fly there, no problem. I'll be there.
Flight.
Yeah.
It's weird. I have a huge, strong base in New Zealand.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Yeah.
You know what's really fun? You know how we talk in the universality of music, right? I was in Barbados just recently, and we were walking on, I think it's called the St. Lawrence Strip. And we were walking there, and I was walking past this one restaurant or bar. And I saw the hockey game was on. I wanted to see what the score was, right? It was the hockey game. And I'm looking, and all of a sudden, the guy at the window, the bass player, goes, "Hey, why don't you come in and play a couple songs?" I'm like, "How do you know I'm even a musician?" And I said, "Well, give me a minute." So I walked away with my wife and Carrie. I said, "What do you think? Think I should go in and play?" Said, "Why not?" All right. So I went in, I played 3 songs, brought the house down, and I'm going like, he didn't even know I played. I was checking the hockey score. So it just goes to show. And then they invited me back for the next week. We were there for about 12 days. And so I went back the next week, same deal. And it's just fun when you go to somewhere else, right? Like other than the US or Canada, like you're saying, New Zealand. Go to New Zealand and you do some bookings, or you go to Europe. I early on in my career, I toured a lot of Europe, and at one time they actually gave me a bodyguard, and I went, "I don't think people know who." I said, "I don't think people know who I am." I said, "But can you like be our tour guide?" And it's just fun, and I mean there's just certain things that happen, right? Like this particular song came to me. A guy named the Kingwood Cowboy, and that's spelled with K on both Kingwood and Cowboy. He was out of Texas. He sent me an email and he said, "I've got a whole bunch of songs, like lyrics. He said, I don't play any instrument. Could you look at them and see if you could, make music with it?" Well, I went into his website and he had over 6,400 songs written, lyrics. And that's the furthest I got was the Bees with Big Freightliner. I went, okay, this kind of works for me. His verses were a little bit long, so I kind of slimmed them down. And I put this, and this has been earning money for both him and myself. He intends on leaving his royalty money to his daughter to be able to support his grandchild, which I think is phenomenal. Yeah, that's how that song got recorded.
That is really
a simple
cool.
ask.
We're running out of time. We only have a couple more minutes.
Yeah, I know.
So,
okay.
I know. We talk and talk and talk. So you're all over the place. You're in Canada, United States. Where can people find your stuff? Where can they find you?
You can go on Spotify. All you have to do is Google Emo LeBlanc. That's all you got to do. You'll find Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube Music. You'll find my website. I also have a not Spotify, but Shopify website with all my merch. So if you want to get a cup, or if you want to get leggings, or if you want to get a pair of underwears, I don't know why you get that. But the coolest product that has been selling on Shopify is the high top Converse sneakers, and those are the coolest. So yeah, cool. You can just search out anywhere. Just put into Google Emo LeBlanc, and you'll find me.
All right.
The website. Website has all. My website has all my upcoming dates, touring dates, and yeah. There you go.
All right, Emo, thank you for coming on the show. Guys, he tours all over the place. He might be in your area, and you definitely don't want to miss him when he's in your area. So check him out.
It's been a blast.
It'll be a blast. Yes.
I mean, it's been a blast, and I can only say that it's just as fun as Atlanta.
It's close. It's close.
Close.
It's great hanging out with you guys. And we do this every
Fantastic.
Monday. We go live, so you guys can interact with us. And then the rest of the week, we're on all the streaming platforms, radio stations, Plow Zone and My Indie Radio, and, Podcast Index, Listen Notes, Stitcher, Pandora, all of those, Roku TV, you can find us there too. So thank you for checking us out, and we will catch you next week on the ranch. All right, hang out.
Sounds good.
I'm on the road, don't know where it goes.